Hello everyone, we are moments away from our next challenge. Players are all gathering on the challenge field, awaiting the explanation. We're just giving them some time to all come on in. Oh no, sorry, I heard a buzz. Okay. All right. Our final player has entered the challenge field, so we're going to find out what the challenge is.
All right. First things first, I will take back the immunities. Thank you and thank you. These are no more. Drop your buffs.
But it's fake.
Y'all, I got chills just now as everyone screamed and hugged and is so excited that their buffs have been dropped. Everyone's celebrating because buffs have been dropped, but wow. Everyone's so pumped. Oh, everyone thrilled because Cam said what they think are the magic words of drop your buff. Oh boy.
Okay. Everyone has done their hellos. I do have some bad news. I did not say merge because unfortunately you will have to earn the merge. This is going to be done in 2 cycles. So we will have a first challenge where 3 people will win immunity. Those people will not even go to tribal council. They will earn the merge. They will go to the merge camp, start getting it set up. The other 10 people will go to tribal council and vote out the next member. Those remaining 9 folks, so 1 person leaves from that 10, we have 9 left if we're doing math right. Those remaining 9 folks will do another challenge. 2 more winners will come from that challenge. They'll go to the merge camp. We have a nice new merge camp for you too. That's exciting to look forward to. So now we have 5 people over that merge camp, and we'll have 7 people going to that second tribal council. So we're going to do these tribal councils pretty quick and back to back. 1 person voted out. Those 6 people go back to the merge camp, and we will have a merge tribe of 11.
Can you say it again?
I will have a lot of explanations for this. Yes. This first challenge, we will have 3 winners. Those 3 winners are not going to tribal council. They will earn the merge and go straight to the camp. The other 10 that lost the challenge will vote someone out. Then we have 9 left, right? Those 9 will play a second challenge. 2 will win that challenge and go to camp. The other 7 will then vote. You are left with 6. Those 6 join the 5. We have 11. Everyone understand?
So both of those are before the merge.
Essentially, both of those are before the merge, yeah. So if you have the banked votes, I said at the beginning of the game that pre-merge banked votes expire at the merge. That means after these 2 tribal councils, those are expired.
Okay, and then these 2 people voted out after all of this. They are not on jury. They are pre-jury.
I will not be answering that question,
Okay.
but they are not on the merge.
Okay, cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. You want to get to the first challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We are doing the classic Topsy Tables challenge. So we will be doing this in heats. You will stand here. You will try to level out your platform. You will, however slowly you want to do it, make your way over. Place your block on the black painted part of your board. It's very clear. Make your way back without dropping it. Do that until you stack 5. First person from each heat will make the next round, and then we'll do a championship round out of all the heats, okay? So we will run 4 heats. What's that? They're going to to be 4 winners. We were running 4 heats. 4, 3, 3, and 3. So there will be an extra person on one of the heats. We'll have 4 winners to get here, and then of those 4, sadly one of those people will not earn the merge. So we will do a championship to determine who is that last person that does not make the merge. Okay?
How do they have to be stacked?
They have to be stacked. I believe, Brandon, the strategy is to have the rough side down, or it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so how they are on here, because you'll see they're not exactly square. So this is how they need to be stacked. Don't do the tall way, it'll just make it harder for you.
It's going to make it harder for you. But yeah,
but
as long
they
as
do
they're
need to
stacked
be
up. Straight line.
5 tall.
Straight
Yeah.
line,
Do
not
they
tall.
need to be, can they be like,
They can, yep,
All
as long
right,
as
so
they're
our
vertical,
players
that's
asking
fine.
some clarifying questions
and
for
they
this
do not need to be
incredibly
stacked, right?
important first challenge.
You need to have the
All
big
the
stack
players
touch your
are
table to lock it
in
okay?
sight of the merge, but they have to earn it to get there.
Say that again. You can spin them, just don't flip them upside down or anything. It'll help you because you want the rough side down. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you can like have them whatever angle you want them. Yep. If you drop, if your things drop, just run and pick them up. You need to bring all the ones that drop back to the table and start.
so we can
start
drop
again.
the rope?
You can drop the rope when you do that. Yep. Sound pretty good? Ready to draw for spots? So, again, there are 13 of you, so it'll be 3, 3, 3, 3. That's 12. The 13th person, the person who gets the king, will decide which heat they want to join. Okay? A little bit
Ooh.
of strategy there with that pick to kind of make it a little bit fair for the person that, fortunately, will be facing more competitors than the others. Okay? Sound good. No other questions? We're good to go. Let me shuffle these up a little bit.
All right, players now drawing for spots for this first chance at earning the merge. They will be competing head to head to head to head in order to earn their spot. There will be a lot of heats of this classic Topsy Table Challenge where players will be stacking blocks on these wobbly tables, and they will have to be fast, they will have to be focused, and they will have to be able to do that first.
1 through 3, or ace through 3 over here. 4 through 5. 4 through 6. 6 off from me too. 7 through 9. 10 for queen. And have our king. So you can decide which one you want to join. Okay.
All
We are
right,
gonna have-
King Rayhan has joined Amy, Isaiah,
number-
and Liz. They will be the
second
only
lowest
group
number.
of 4.
Third lowest number. And then if you are the king, you will be here. Okay? They're all leveled out. We use a leveler to make sure that your platform is level. We'll start with the first heat. I'll take back your cards. And you can get lined up in your spot.
All right, and our first three players now stepping up to the challenge. They will be going against one another, only one of them able to move on to the next phase of this challenge.
We are looking for the first person to get 5 and come back and touch your table.
Oh, I'm stressed.
All right, survivors ready? Go!
All right, Kendall off like a rocket, runs out and places her first block. Kira, Kira and Dion taking their time.
Kendall back with 1 block.
Dion
Yeah,
halfway
grabbing her
back with
second.
1 block. Kira halfway back with 1
Dion
block.
back with 1.
Kendall all the way out
Steady.
with her second, looking very determined. Both Kendall and Dion using the under the chin strategy to give
Kendall back with
both
number
hands
2.
the
Dion back with number 2 has caught
ability
up a bit.
to clutch the rope.
Going with a little bit
Kira
of a
now doing
spin
the under the
strategy
chin
on his
strategy as
stack.
well.
Kendall making it back nice and easy here. It's a little bit of a learning curve. Learning how to
Kendall
deal
and
with the
Dion
rope,
both with 2
keeping it
blocks
level,
placed.
keeping it
Kira
at the
now
right
placing
height,
her second
learning
block.
how to hold the block.
Looks like Dion now taking the lead here
Dion
out a
with
little
some
bit further
movement,
than
but they don't
Kendall
fall.
with
Kira getting
his
back
third
with her
block.
second. Dion with his third.
And Kendall
with her
places
third.
her
Ooh,
third,
one
but
more block.
there's a wobble. Kendall corrects, keeps it steady, and now both Dion and Kendall have 3 blocks. Kira stepping out with her third.
That's a longer list.
Remember, if any of these blocks fall off, they have to reset and start all the way over.
Kira placing her third, about a half a lap behind the other 2. imagine these will drop at some point. We might be doing this twice or 3 times.
Oh no.
Let's see, but Dion has the 4th one on. This is where it starts to get tricky. Measuring out lengths of rope, keeping perfect tension on it every step.
All right, Kendall has now placed her 4th block as well. Dion and Kendall both with 4, making their
Kendall
way
going
back slowly towards
Dion.
that table for their 5th and final blocks.
Grabbing the
Kira
last
now
block,
placing her
afraid to
4th
look
as
back to
well.
find it,
All
has found
players
it.
have placed 4.
Can he get there
Dion
and
coming
place
out,
it?
looking very determined at his block stack. Ooh, and Kira's wobbles and Kendall's
It
wobbles.
is Dion's challenge to lose.
Dion only has to make it all the way back to that table and touch, leaving his 5th block stack
Taking
intact.
it step by step, inching. Kendall getting back into it, knows that she's not out of this challenge. Anyone can drop.
Dion going very, very slowly, doing a little cord management with his foot there.
On their way back.
Kira now placing her 1st block, Kendall with a 2nd. These players not giving up. They know that if Dion's stack falls, they are still very much in this.
Dion going slower and slower the further he goes.
Kira now out with her 2nd block. Kendall has a big wobble but recovers nicely.
Kendall going quick. Has her 3rd.
Dion going very, very
Dion,
slowly, very
step.
methodically.
Another step. A little bit of movement there. As he did reach where Kendall drops again.
I'm sorry, I'm easily startled.
There he reaches.
And Dion gets it. Dion moves on, winning this heat of the challenge. Has the chance to earn the merge.
4, 5, and 6, come on up.
All right, approaching the challenge field are Kaylee taking the far spot, Andy with the middle spot, and Patrick right here on the end. All right, we're just resetting the challenge, making sure it's fair to start for everyone.
Okay. Survivors ready? Go.
All right, and outrun Andy and Kaylee with Patrick close behind. They are setting their blocks before they balance them out.
A little bit of a learning curve. How much tension?
These planks are super wobbly as the players figure out just how much give they can have on their rope. For those just joining us, these players are playing in heats to earn the merge. Dion has won his way to the final heat, which will determine who earns the merge and who does not. Looks like both Kaylee and Patrick have placed their 2nd block. Andy not far behind. Andy has now placed his 2nd block as well. Kaylee's board wobbling quite a bit as she moves back to try and grab her 3rd block.
Now it starts getting hard. The 3rd one. First 2 should be easy, hopefully. Easier at least.
Andy with some
Andy's
wobble, but
wobbles,
recovers
sure.
nicely.
But with
Patrick's
2
wobbling
it's
a little bit
okay.
as
5
well.
and 3.
Kaylee now placing her 3rd
Kaylee,
block,
quicker than 3. Patrick
and
will be steps
Patrick
behind.
as well.
Kaylee making her way back.
Ooh. Andy's board dipping a little bit, but he only has 2 blocks so far, so that is okay.
Andy has tied it up.
All right, all 3 players now with 3 blocks. Kaylee making her way back out here with her 4th.
Run here from one of you 3.
And placing her block. She's doing kind of like a, I don't even know what to call that, like a caddy corner structure. She's not just placing them straight up in a tower. She's alternating where the corners are. Looks like actually everyone might be doing that. And Patrick's drops. It is now Kaylee with 4 blocks in 1st place and Andy in 2nd place with 3. She's now grabbing that 5th and final block for this challenge. She's now hoping to place it on the stack and make it back to the table to win this heat. Patrick, not giving up, has already placed his first block. As we saw, a fall could happen at any time, and you're not out of it until the challenge is over. Andy's falls. Kaylee now placing her 5th block. She's got lots of time to make it back. Andy now resetting, gonna keep trying in this challenge as soon as he gets untangled from his rope. Patrick now with 3 blocks, making quick work of this comeback. But Kaylee taking her sweet time, wanting to make sure her block stack of 5 does not fall. Kaylee now approaching the ending point. She will have to get all the way back and touch that table while the block stack remains balanced. Kaylee with a sigh of relief as she wins the heat and moves on to the final round. She has a shot at earning the merge in the finals. All right, our group of 4 now stepping up to the challenge field. Okay. Isaiah doing a little block swap, wants to make sure that it's fair. All right, we'll just make sure all the ropes are pulled the same for the players. Can you please grab that a little bit and then drop it again? You can drop it. Just drop it. Thank you. It's okay. All right, we're just resetting again. Want to make it fair for all 4 players involved. They've got to be on an even playing field.
Set up. So this is our heat of 4. We're still looking for
We've got Rayhan, Liz,
grab your first
Isaiah, and Amy competing all against each other.
Go!
All right, off they race. All 4 of them employing the strategy of placing first and balancing later. Rayhan's block slid off of the...
It didn't fall off the platform, so you can move it, but it does have to be on the block again.
All right, Amy coming out with her second block, taking the possible lead. Rayhan with his second block as well. Isaiah looking to place his second block. And Liz right behind. Rayhan's blocks fall.
Those are falling. They have knocked over, so you have to stop. You can drop it. Yeah. They have knocked over. Yeah. First one slid. I was allowing you to replace it.
All right, Amy on the way out with her third block. Meanwhile, Isaiah and Liz making their way back after placing their second. Amy places the third block again.
3 on for Amy.
Looking like this blue spot could be the lucky spot out here for the challenge. Isaiah placing his third, reaching way across so he doesn't have to go back so far. Rayhan placing his second block and Liz placing her third. Amy looking very determined as she makes her way out with her fourth block here. Isaiah tucking his cube underneath his chin. Listen to the voices in your own head.
Isaiah places his fourth. They are step in step right now. But don't rush it. Ooh,
Amy with a
Amy's
big
box
recovery.
literally came off but landed right back on the pile.
Rayhan placing his third block. Liz making her way back out with her fourth. Isaiah and Amy both reaching for that fifth block. Amy's blocks drop. She now has to reset. Isaiah now making his way out here with his fifth block. That tower is wobbling quite a bit, though. He's going to have to steady it if he wants to win this.
I have to admit.
Amy not giving up, running back
to
out
make
to
it back
place.
with. Liz a lot steadier, but a lot slower.
Liz making her way back to the table after her 4th block. Rayhan now placing his 4th block. He's made up a ton of time. He is trying to catch up with Liz. However, Isaiah has placed his 5th block and just has to make it all the way back to the table and touch it.
Behind. Isaiah still.
Amy still at it, has
steps
placed her
away.
2nd block. And Amy's drops again. Liz has now grabbed her 5th block. Isaiah's reaching, doesn't get the table. Takes another little baby step. Oh my gosh. And Isaiah falls.
Or Rayhan to steal Isaiah's win here.
Liz and Rayhan now tied for 1st place with 4 blocks. Like I said, this challenge is not over until it is over. Isaiah racing out to try and get back in this. Rayhan has now placed his 5th block, as has Liz. They are both staring down their block towers, willing them to stay up. Amy on her 3rd. And Rayhan's blocks drop. Liz now the only one with 5 blocks. She is staring down those blocks, willing them to stay put, as she has a big, big lead right now.
Slow but steady, moving inches
Amy
at a time.
coming out with her 4th block. Isaiah placing his 3rd. Liz inching her way back.
I like the shuffle move, not a full step. Inching back. 6 inches of rope at a time, making sure that is as steady
Liz
as
making
possible.
micro
Took a look
steps to get
at
back.
the table
Holding that rope
to avoid
super
Isaiah's
taut.
issue of not being able to find it.
Not yet. Keep going.
Liz a few steps away, a few shuffles away. Amy has 4 and Isaiah has 4. If Liz is Liz.
And Liz gets it and moves on in this challenge. She will be facing off with the other heat winners. All right, and stepping up for the last of the heats.
All right, we have our last heat. Yes, low up top.
All right, the players drew for their spots, so they're just figuring out where they need to go. Again, we'll be resetting all of these blocks so that they are in the exact same position. To start, we want to give the players all right, so here we have Mary, Danny, and Ned facing off in this final first heat. One of the 3 of them will go to the championship round.
You can grab
where
your
they will
block or
earn
your
a
rope
merge.
to start. Survivors ready? Go!
All right, and Danny and Mary
Ned going
race
with the
away.
replacement of his blocks to
Ned
start.
organizes his
And
blocks
forgot that you
before
didn't have to hold the
racing
rope
out.
firmly there. Rushes back.
All right,
Please make sure you nudge this one forward to be fully in the black space. Yep.
Danny making quick work of their 2nd block
Danny back or on his on their way
and
back with
heading
2.
back towards their table. Ned on his way out with his 2nd block.
The rope strategy. Almost everyone else I've seen use the chin strategy to hold it. Mary back with 2.
Mary placing her 2nd block.
Danny going back
For
to
those
3.
of you just joining us, these players are having to earn the merge. So we are in the middle of a challenge for their first opportunity to do so. The players are competing in heats in this Tipsy Table Challenge. And the winner of each heat moves on to the final round, where 4 players will compete, but only 3 will earn the merge. Looks like Ned has placed 3, Danny has placed 3, and Mary has placed 3. However, Danny on their way with their 4th block. And Ned drops. Mary's dangerously tilts, but she recovers very nicely and has now placed her fourth. Mary quickly catching up with Danny. They look like they are almost neck and neck. Danny maybe a couple steps ahead. But Ned not giving up, as he's seen several times before in this challenge. It's not over till it's over. Mary reaching around for her fifth block, doesn't connect with it, finds it there. Danny has now placed their block, and Mary drops. Danny's stack is the only one fully intact. They just have to make it back to the table. But as we saw in the previous round, that is no easy feat. Ned drops again. Mary not giving up, going very quickly to try and get back in this challenge. Danny taking their sweet, sweet time, realizing no one else is even close yet. Ned's block sliding all over the place. Mary racing back to reset again. Meanwhile, Danny just moving slow as molasses back towards the table. Danny asking where they're at and if they have the possibility of grabbing the table.
Now is the dangerous time. Taking a hand off to reach.
Danny staring down their blocks, and Danny hits it. Danny moving on to the final championship round of this challenge.
Oh no, but I meant like I saw over and we had the same number.
Will now be resetting all 4 stations.
Winners over here. To reiterate what's at stake, 3 of you will earn the merge. 1 of you sadly will not, and we'll go to vote with the other 10 remaining players. We'll draw for spots.
All right, so our final 4 entering this last challenge round are...
We're adding a 6th block. 1 there, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so facing off, we have Danny,
Adding a 6th block. I will
Kaylee,
rearrange them for you.
Liz, and Dion. And if you didn't catch that, host Brandon has added a 6th block. These players will have to build an even taller tower than they had to in their previous round.
Looking for 3 winners, okay?
3 of them will have to complete their towers of 6 and touch the table. And as soon as they do, they have earned the merge.
Survivors ready. Go!
All 4 players looking very determined, racing out to place their blocks. Danny immediately lets it drop.
Slide it on your next
Liz's slid. She's replacing it. Kaylee and Dion looking determined and placing the blocks.
Perhaps the nerves.
Dion now placing his 2nd block, and Kaylee and Danny as
early
well.
advantage.
Danny has
Danny right
recovered
back in
nicely
it.
from the initial dropped block. Liz grabbing her 2nd block to make it out there. Everyone else going to be working on their 3rd. Kaylee has now taken a slight lead over Dion, placing her 3rd block on the stack. She is now halfway done with this challenge, as is Danny, as is Dion, but of course that's only if those blocks hold. Some wobble on all of the tables right now, but looks like they are holding steady so far. Liz now placing her 3rd block. Kaylee, Danny, and Dion all placing their 4th. Danny now rearranging their stack before heading back for that 5th block. Kaylee's still in the lead though, grabbing her 5th block. In the last challenge, this would have been the last block, but she still has one more after this to go.
Gonna drop, especially on that 6th.
Danny now reaching for their 5th block. Dion has his 5th block, and Danny's drops, having to reset and start all over again. And Danny hurting themselves a little bit on this challenge. Kaylee has now placed her 5th block and is heading on back to the table to grab her final 6th block. Dion now placing his 5th block, doing a little bit of rearranging, wants to make sure he's super set before heading on back to the table. Danny already at 2 blocks. Kaylee making her way back to the table with all 5 intact. Dion going nice and slow.
Anyone could drop.
And Liz has now placed her 5th block. She's made up quite a bit of time on this challenge.
With rope management, stepping on it a few times there. Kaylee about to place the last
Dion going
block.
nice and slow. These players know that 3 of the 4 of them will be earning the merge as a result of this challenge. They know there is no need to panic because there are 3 spots available. Danny making quick work of this challenge, trying to catch up.
A stack of 6.
Kaylee now placing her 6th block. She does not want to drop it because if she can just get back and touch that table, she will be the first player of the Great Mountain to earn the merge.
Dion now heading over with block number 6. Potentially grabbing the 2nd place. If Kaylee can complete this. Kaylee is halfway through her journey back to the table. Taking a deep breath. Steady eyes.
Dion now approaching with his 6th block and is going to go ahead and place it.
Dion with 6
Again,
on.
arranging them just a little bit before
Dion be
he...
able to tap the table and
goes.
lock in.
Dion not totally happy with that block stack, going back for another rearranging, just making some micro movements over here to try and get it more stable.
Touches the table. Kaylee has earned the
Kaylee
merge.
has earned the merge. Congrats, Kaylee.
Kaylee will be one of our 11 members of the merge. Will avoid the next 2 tribal councils. Danny drops, opening the door for
Danny's
Liz and Dion.
blocks have dropped. Liz now placing her 6th block on the stack. Dion with 6 blocks and making his way back to the table. Only one walk back to the table between him and the merge. Liz now staring down her blocks, assessing to make sure they are good as she inches back. Danny already placing the 2nd block there and drops again.
You can leave one.
Oh, God. Danny flinging a block over their shoulder in the most unique strategy yet.
I'll let it fly. Don't do that again.
Oh, they let it fly too.
Hey.
Sorry, I had to.
Both Liz and Dion with 6. If they tap this table, they will be members 2 and 3 of the merge. Dion about 3 feet away. Liz has about 7 or 8 feet to go. Do they dare look back at the table to make sure they're going at the right angle?
Keep going.
Avoid Isaiah's fate.
All right, Dion
Not be
and
able to
Liz
find
now
the table.
trying to
And
find
he drops once more.
their way back to these tables.
done with
They
it.
have to table to earn the merge.
And then you can reach the...
Dion! Before they can reach, opens up the door. Danny no longer needs
Oh my God. Again with the final tap, and Dion drops completely, having to start all the way over again, but might be a little less tired than Danny, who's had to run back and forth several times.
between Danny and Dion.
Danny drops again.
You can leave one, Danny, if it's in there.
Liz going super slowly. She saw what happened to Dion moments ago, doesn't want it to happen to her. Danny now
Danny, next time.
back, reaching for their third block.
Liz touches.
Liz touches.
Liz has earned the merge. Looking for one more.
Dion making his way out with his third block. Danny places their third block. These players now have 3 each. Both players letting the table tip just a little bit, but seems like their block stacks are staying put for now.
Danny has picked up
Dion now making quick work of this journey out with the 4th block,
yellow bandana.
placing it, steadying it, and heading on back. Danny now placing their 4th block and heading on back as well. Of course, they are in the 2 outer ones, which makes streaming them a little bit harder. I know. The nerve. All right.
Grabbing number 5. Dion has number 5.
Players sitting on the sidelines giving little hints to both Dion and Danny as to where they are in location to their tables. Dion now arranging his stack before placing his 5th block, and Danny's stack falls.
Back if you can.
Danny will be resetting, grabbing several blocks. All right. Danny now steadying their tower of 2 as they have to bring the rest of their blocks back. Dion with his 5th block placed, not feeling good about the way that his tower has been stacked up, and again just doing some rearranging to try and get it nice and steady. Danny wiping the sweat from their brow. This challenge has been going on for a long time, and Danny has been doing it back to back. Dion wondering why that block stack keeps wobbling, trying to figure out how to steady it nicely. Thinking maybe it's the bottom one, rotating around.
Level. Finding a spot where it likes to sit. Half the strategy here.
All right, Danny now placing their 4th block and heading back for their 5th.
Dion coming back with 5 stacks.
Dion maybe not happy with that, but accepting that that is the block stack as it stands, and heading back for his 6th and final block.
Danny grabbing number 5. Finding the right side of it. Whispers are starting to happen. One of you missing out on important conversations.
Don't say that.
Spicy.
Whoever is losing this is about to go vote.
All right, Danny placing their 5th block. There is only 1 spot left for a winner from this challenge, and 1 spot left to earn the merge. Both players would love to earn it here and avoid the tribal council that will follow. Dion with his 6th block placed, trying to be so careful. Danny with 5 and heading back for their 6th, waving their arm around, not making contact with that block though. Danny tapping the table with their fingertips and finds that 6th block. Dion now heading back towards the table still with the 6 blocks. Dion very concentrated, trying to get back to the table without letting these 6 blocks drop. Danny staring down that stack and now placing their 6th block.
Dion cannot touch the table.
And Dion, for the 2nd time, makes their way back to the table, this time making contact and earning the merge. Oh my God, I'm sweaty and I didn't even do anything.
That's the worst.
Hugs all around to the competitors.
All right. Kaylee, come grab your
Woo!
merge buff.
Congratulations on Kaylee, who has earned the merge.
And Liz, come grab your merge buff. As I said before, the 3 of you will go to your new camp, start getting ready there, while the other 10 will have a date with me shortly to see who is not making the merge.
Cam, I can't help but notice that these players are holding a new color buff.
Yes, our merge color, I believe you likened it to the amber waves of grain after our Purple Mountains Majesty.
Me? What? Yes, so our merge tribe color is gold.
All right. We will have someone escort you to the new...
All right, congrats again to Dion, Liz, and Kaylee, who have earned the merge. They are now officially part of the merge tribe. They get to go on to the brand new merge camp, which we will show y'all in a little bit. Or we can just make our way with them now. Are they going now? No. Okay, they're not going now. JK. All right. So the rest of the players will now be... The rest of the players now deliberating and then going to tribal council?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep, so we'll give them some time to deliberate.
Okay.
It's the first time they're together as a group, so we want to
And
make sure they
that's
have some
10
time.
players?
10 players will vote, yes.
Okay, so we are heading into a tribal council where the 10 players that did not earn the merge will vote someone out. That person obviously will not earn the merge and will go home. We're going to give all 10 players time to talk to each other, to strategize, because they're kind of meeting up in one joint group and all going to tribal for the first time. So we're going to give them time to talk to each other, figure out the plan. We'll get some confessionals from them so we can kind of know what's going on. And then we will be back. So I will post maybe like 5 minutes before we're going live so that y'all know to be near your phone / tablet / everything. Oh my god, this wind is giving me a Beyonce moment. I love it. All right, well, we will see you for what can only be a very important and stressful and maybe sad tribal council, because a player is about to be so close to the merge and just miss out on it by going home. So we'll see y'all soon. Ish, kind of.